Hello Cold Harbour Primary School, thank you very much for sending in your questions to us. It was really good to receive them, and what we're going to do today is go some way to answer those. So just to remind you of who we are, my name is Mr Davis, I'm Assistant Head Teacher and I'm in charge and look after transfer and transition.
I'm Mr Holmwood, I'm Head Teacher.
I'm Miss Arkeson, I am your Progress Leader.
And I'm Miss Element, I'm the Head of Year 7.
Great, so first of all, we have sent letters to your parents, a couple of letters telling you about our website and our transfer and transition page on that website, and there's lots of resources on there to help you. There's an instruction video, there's videos by students telling you about different aspects of life at Shenybrook End School. There's a welcome booklet for students as well as a welcome booklet for parents. So please make sure that you take a little bit of time to look through those and read through those, ideally with your parents or your carers, because they actually answer a lot of the questions that we've got on here. But what we'll also do is we'll go through and answer some of these to help you out as well. I'm going to hand over to Mr Holmwood now, who's going to talk about, I suppose, what's going to be different in September, not just for you, but for all our students here at Shenybrook End School.
Thank you, Mr Davis. So, welcome, thanks very much for watching. As you know, we've not been in our normal time, have we? And school's been a very different thing for the last 4 months. And although I'm really pleased that everybody can come back to school in September, we have to do that in a different way than usual to keep everybody safe. Now, your parents will have had a letter from me explaining all of this, but I'm just going to let you know that you will come to school on Thursday the 3rd of September, and you'll come in as a year group for that one day. The sixth form will be in that day, but they'll be in another part of the building, and so you'll be the only year group from the lower part of the school that will be in that day, so you can take the time to find your way around, to get to know the people that you need to get to know, and to make sure that you're ready for the following week. Because you come in on Thursday the 3rd of September for one day, and then because all the other year groups are coming back gradually to get used to how everything's going to be, your proper start date, from which you then carry on coming in every day, will be Tuesday the 8th of September. So that Thursday the 3rd of September is a bit of a transition day, a bit of a get to know you day, and then on the Tuesday the 8th of September you start coming in to school. Now, we're having to keep year groups separate around the school building, and one of the guidelines that we've been given is to organise the day around what's called a staggered start. Doesn't mean you have to walk funny, it just means that you come in at different times from other year groups. Now, we're going to be asking you to come in at 8:20, and we're going to be asking you to come through the gate, ideally, that is opposite the Oak Tree Centre on Shenybrook End. If you live over at Tattenham or Westcroft and you want to come in for the other end of the building, that's fine. You just have to walk around the back of the school building where the field is to get to the hardcore area that is at the end of what we call phase 4. And you're going to wait there with your year group, and teachers will come and will help you then to get into the building. When you do come into the building, one of the things that will be organised is that you wash your hands as you come in. And then you're going to spend a lot of time with your form tutor on the first day that you come in, and then when you get to your timetable, you'll start spending quite a lot of time with your form tutor group. Because we need to reduce the amount of movement around the building, you're going to be in a few areas for quite some time with your tutor group, with teachers changing and coming to you. And that's our way of making sure everyone can stay safe. Now, you start slightly earlier, at 8:20 coming into school. Normally, you'd start coming in at about 8:25 and the school bell will go at 8:35. But the good news is, or you probably think it's good news, is you get to leave a bit earlier as well. So Year 7 will leave at 2:20 in the afternoon. So your school day in September is from 8:20 to 2:20. They're things that are going to be different for you. And when you come in, we'll talk to you about other things that will be slightly different. But for now, I think that's the key message that you need to hear, where you need to be, when, and how you're going to be safe around the building. I think I'm just going to add one more thing while I think about it, because you'll probably be thinking, what am I meant to be wearing? Well, we're looking forward to seeing you as Shenley Brook End School students in your Shenley Brook End School uniform. And you'll be wearing that uniform every day, apart from days when you have PE, where we're going to say it's fine for you to come in your Shenley Brook End School PE kit. And the reason for that is then we haven't got to organise changing facilities for you. And that's another part of keeping you safe. So I hope that all makes sense, and look forward to hearing the other answers to the questions that you have.
So, a lot of you have been asking lots of different kinds of questions, and we're going to do our best to answer as many of them as possible. So the first one was whether you'll be in the same house as your siblings, so as brothers and sisters. Now the reality is we've got so many children to put into form groups that it's also really hard to try and match you up in a house as your siblings as well. So you might be, but you also might not be. So it might be nice to be able to have that kind of like shared competitiveness with them, or it might be nice to be able to compete against them as well. So the next one was about whether you'll be with your friends from Cold Harbour. So yes, you might be. We try and put you again in form groups where you have people that are from your school. And in the first instance, what we're looking to do is to keep you with your form groups as much as possible. So it might be that maybe later on in a year, if things change, then you might have the opportunity to see more people that you used to attend Cold Harbour with in your classes, but in the first instance, it will just be those that you're in your form group with. Do we encourage our children to try their best in all subjects? Well, absolutely, of course. And our focus is very much on looking at how well we achieve within our subjects and as individuals, and how we grow within the school to be really successful learners. So absolutely we do. I believe the next one is for you.
The next question is, do we have lockers? Yes, we do. We won't be allowed to use them to start with. We obviously have to make sure that everything's kept clean and safe for you whilst you're back in school. But when Mr. Holmwood actually gives me the go-ahead to say that we can allocate lockers, you will get the opposition of the appointment letter, even start again, letter to request a locker. Unfortunately, I don't have enough lockers for all 300 of you, so it will be a first come, first served. But I do encourage that you can share your lockers eventually with your friends as well. You will get allocated a key, and you will be given an area of where your lockers are kept. So the next question is, what's the hub for? The hub, we call it the Wellbeing Hub. It is based within the main part of the school in phase 1, and we have 3 ladies there that will help support any students that are worried about coming to school, worried about their lessons, if they're feeling anxious, any time of the day, if they just want to go and have a chat. If they've fallen out with their friends, they can go down there as well. So these ladies, what they do is they just arrange to sit and talk with you, and they're there just to help support your transition year through year 7. As long as you know they're available in the office, they'll be there to help with an open door policy. Myself, I'm able to help you. Miss Arkinson will also chat with you as well, but any teachers. But the main person, if you want to go down to the Wellbeing Hub, they will always welcome you.
So just a couple more questions, mainly associated to clubs and ultimately your kind of like your free time in between lessons. So there are lots of different clubs that we normally offer at Shenley Brook End, but just so that we are dealing with things in the right way, in the first instance, those clubs are not going to be available. We will look as the year progresses to see what we can offer to make sure that you're all safe, but that you're also enjoying your time at Shenley. In terms of the library as well, you would normally be allowed to go into the library at break and lunchtime, but again, in order to keep you all safe and to keep you within your bubbles, that's not going to be a possibility in the first instance. I hope you do all really enjoy reading and that you enjoy engaging in that kind of activity, and I hope that you do continue to do that. And you can always bring your own book in at break and lunchtime to be able to read yourself. And the last question is there a dance studio? So yes, there is a dance studio. It's also one of our drama studios, and we also utilise our gymnasium for dance as well. So there's lots of different places where you'll be able to do lots of different activities.
So thank you very much for submitting your questions. We've enjoyed answering those and talking through those. We very much look forward to seeing you in September. I know it's a big change for you guys. I know it's a big transition for you. But again, we look forward to welcoming you. We will be smiling, and we hope you'll be smiling too. It's going to be, I suppose, a little bit extra, especially different in September because of the changes with coronavirus. It's going to be different for us too, and we're going to work through that together. But I promise you, you'll be absolutely fine, and it'll be no time at all before you'll be a part of the Shenley Kent school community, and we really look forward to that. So thank you very much.